Hey, this has been 11 years in the making, but I finally decided to make a YouTube channel. So here we are. So I've wanted to make a YouTube channel since 2012. YouTube had just popped off. All the beauty gurus were showing up, the OGs, Desi Perkins, Jackie Aina, it was everything. And I was like, I'm gonna be a YouTuber. It's 2023. And I still don't have a YouTube channel. So it's taken me a little while, 11 years or so, to get this going. But better late than never. And I wanted my first video to be about the fear of getting started. And I think I am highly qualified to talk about this, given that it took me 11 years to sit down and start filming videos. I've just realized that the only thing that was stopping me from actually sitting down and making a YouTube video was fear. I've bought cameras, I've bought lighting, I bought Final Cut Pro, I bought microphones, backdrop, literally everything you could imagine. And yet still, not a video was shot. So what I've learned is that I am a recovering perfectionist. And if I don't know how to do something literally flawlessly, there's no way in hell that I'm even gonna try. I can't show up until I'm perfect. I can't show up until I know how to edit a video like Casey Neistat. I can't, do a YouTube tutorial until my makeup is gonna look like Jackie Aina. And really, that's just so unrealistic and unfair to me because Jackie Aina had to start. Her first video probably didn't look like the videos that, she produces now. Casey Neistat probably didn't start out as one of the best, YouTube vloggers in his first vlog. They had to learn. We look at somebody else's end result and look at our starting position and compare the two. And that's just not realistic. It's not fair to ourselves. And honestly, it just sets you up for failure because what I found was I ultimately became crippled by the anxiety of getting started and not being perfect. So it is the fear of getting started. It is perfectionism. It is unrealistic expectations. It is not wanting to be seen as a failure or a flop or imperfect in any way. So I saw a quote the other day. The quote says, "I am not afraid to be seen trying." And to me, when I saw this quote, I thought, that makes so much sense, right? When we put ourselves out there and we try something new, it is terrifying. At least for me, terrifying. I hate being presented and feeling like I'm not showing up as perfectly and as beautifully and as amazingly as I could be. But as I think about that, I realize the only way I'm going to get to the place I want to be, the only way I'm going to achieve all of these goals that I have and become a flawless YouTuber is to make a damn video. It makes sense. It makes sense. But for 11 years, that idea, 2 plus 2 was not equaling 4, okay? So yeah, when I hear that phrase, I'm not afraid to be seen trying, I really do think of it as, look, I'm learning, I'm putting myself out there, I'm being brave, I'm being courageous, and even though others are going to see me be imperfect, at least I know that I'm showing up for myself and I'm trying. So I want to give you a few tips on how to get over your fear of starting the thing that you've always wanted to start but have not been able to. Getting clear on the vision. Write the vision and make it plain. I'm pretty sure that's from the Bible. Don't quote me on that. But write the vision and make it plain. And to me, that means really think about what your goal is. Get crystal clear on what your goal is, your ultimate perfect dream reality, and write it down. List out every single thing that you could ever want to achieve, all of the minute details, everything that you could ever imagine and get very, very clear on what you want to accomplish. Doing that for me really put into perspective just how realistic my goals actually were. And once I wrote them down and I actually took time to think about it and really get crystal clear on what the things were that I wanted, I realized that they were actually attainable. So, write the vision, make it plain. Get down to the nitty-gritty. Make it as plain and simple and as clear as possible. Hold the vision, trust the process. I struggled with this one, I'm not gonna lie. Even though I joke about the fact that it took me 11 years to make this video, I do truly believe that there could not have been a better time for me to start than now. I struggle with that because I'm like, but I've wanted it for so long, I've wanted it for so long. But truly, when I really sit down and reflect on how much growth, how many things I've learned, how, reflective and just aware I've become over the past couple of years, I realize that I couldn't have been the version of myself as a YouTuber that I wanted to be until I got to right here. So I had to trust the process. I had to allow the process to unfold the way that it should have and get me to right here. February 25th, 3:33. Filming this video. I'm an angel numbers girl and I just think that's not a coincidence. Anyway, so hold the vision, trust the process. The most important thing that I adopted to help me get over my fear of getting started is self-compassion. Now, when I first heard about self-compassion, I was like, okay, so love yourself. How the hell is that going to help me not be afraid anymore? But no, really, I finally understood what it meant. And essentially, I realized that beating myself up for being afraid, being annoyed with myself for not starting, wondering and criticizing and just being mean was never going to help me actually start. If anything, it kept me from starting for much longer. So I realized that my fear of starting was really just protecting me, right? It was keeping me safe. It was preventing me from being embarrassed or, flopping or not being perfect. And instead of trying and failing, I could just not try at all and be safe. And once I really came into an understanding of that fear just being protection, I could be a lot nicer to myself about being afraid. And that's really where the journey of actually sitting down to film these videos started. I thought, okay, that makes sense. It's totally fine for me to be afraid. It's something new. It's something that I've put on a pedestal for 11 years. I've never done it before. I don't know how to edit. I don't know if I'm going to be good at videos. So of course it makes sense that I would be afraid. Don't beat yourself up about that. And once I started giving myself that self-compassion, that understanding, it made it so much easier to take the first step. Suddenly, taking that step felt like bravery. It felt like kindness. It felt like showing up for myself and saying, hey, look, even though you're afraid, you still tried. And that just made everything so much easier. So when I decided today that I was going to sit down and film this video, and when I sit down and edit this video, all I'm going to be saying to myself is, look at you, LaToya. Go you. You should be so proud of yourself. You are so freaking amazing. And I truly do believe that. I truly do believe that. And in the same sentence, I say to myself, hey, fear, I get it. This is scary. I'm not gonna deny that. This is scary as shit, but you're still capable. I got you. We're good. And having that mentality towards my goals really and truly changed my brain. When they say self-compassion and self-love is the key, they really do mean it. being nicer to myself, which I thought I'd been doing, just changed the game. I did not script this video. I did not prepare for this video. I came home from brunch and I said, we're gonna sit down and we're gonna record this video today. So if none of this was organized, if it didn't make sense, I'm sorry, but I'm allowing myself to show up. I'm allowing myself to be imperfect. I am learning and I'm growing, and you all are just gonna have to watch me do it. So that's all I've got. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that by me finally facing my fears, you realize that your fears are legitimate, but they don't have to run the show. And they don't have to stop you from achieving your goals. You should go after them, you can go after them, and you are empowered to do so. I appreciate y'all for watching. Welcome to my YouTube channel, and I'll see you all in the next one.